Are we the only intelligent life in the universe? If not, then where would they be? We must recognize, the scale of the universe has long surpassed human imagination. There are at least 2 trillion galaxies. The number of stars is greater than all the grains of sand on Earth. Just within the Milky Way, there are 200 to 400 billion stars. On average, each star is surrounded by at least one planet. From a probability perspective, even if the chance of intelligent life emerging is extremely low, such an enormous baseline should make the universe incredibly lively. But the reality is, the universe is silent. Even the most basic traces of life are extremely rare, let alone radio signals from alien civilizations. In 1983, Australian theoretical physicist Brandon Carter proposed a groundbreaking idea. He carefully examined the evolutionary path of life on Earth and discovered a chilling coincidence. In the 4.5 billion years of Earth's existence, the emergence of intelligent life occurred almost exactly at the end of the solar system's habitable window. According to stellar evolution, our sun will gradually expand in the coming billions of years and become a dangerous red giant, and Earth's habitable period has less than 1 billion years remaining. Carter believed that life, from simple to complex, from primitive to intelligent, must overcome a series of nearly impossible evolutionary thresholds. Each threshold is a high-stakes gamble. The first threshold is the origin of life. Shortly after Earth formed, life appeared quietly. But even today, we still cannot reproduce this process. Even more crucial, in Earth's 4.5 billion year history, the origin of life only happened once. The transition from non-life to life may be one of the rarest events in the universe. The second threshold is photosynthesis. 2.5 billion years ago, a type of microorganism suddenly mastered the ability to use sunlight to generate energy and release oxygen. It was this oxygen revolution that paved the way for complex life. But this evolutionary breakthrough also happened only once. There is no evidence it has ever occurred elsewhere. The third threshold is the appearance of eukaryotic cells. The cells of humans, animals, and plants are all complex eukaryotic cells. Their origin came from an ancient accident. One cell swallowed another, but did not digest it. Instead, they formed a symbiotic partnership. This accidental union was another cosmic coincidence that occurred only once. The fourth threshold is the rise of humans and intelligence. From single-celled organisms to mammals, took more than 3 billion years. From mammals to humans, took tens of millions of years. And the cognitive revolution that set humans apart happened only a few 100,000 years ago. Each breakthrough was astonishingly improbable. If Carter's idea still seemed theoretical, a 2021 study delivered a mathematical shock. A research team led by Anders Sandberg used Bayesian models to quantify the probabilities of these evolutionary transitions. They categorized the origin of life, successful reproduction, and emergence of intelligence as 3 core transitions. Through repeated simulations, they reached a discouraging conclusion. Within a planet's habitable window, the probability of intelligent life emerging is less than 1%. Even more striking, 99% of the model parameters showed that the time required for these evolutionary steps exceeds the habitable lifespan of a planet, meaning the emergence of humans is not a likely event, but an astronomically tiny probability formed through the stacking of countless impossibilities. This conclusion nearly confirmed the idea that humanity is alone in the universe. But just as this belief was settling in 2025 a research team from Binghamton State University offered a counterargument that reignited the debate. They argued that previous research made a crucial mistake, treating evolution as a purely probabilistic game, while ignoring the developmental rhythm of planets themselves. The evolution of life requires not only time, but also the right planetary conditions. The most typical example is oxygen. Complex animals require high atmospheric oxygen levels, but it took more than 2 billion years for Earth's oxygen levels to rise from 0 to habitable levels. This wasn't because evolution was slow, but because geological activity and plate tectonics needed time to regulate the atmosphere. Once these conditions aligned, the emergence of complex life became inevitable. If other planets undergo similar geological evolution and form a habitable window, then the probability of intelligent life may increase dramatically. And verifying this hypothesis is simple. By observing the atmospheres of exoplanets, looking for signatures such as oxygen and methane, we can determine whether similar evolutionary steps occurred there. So the debate returns to the starting point. Is the silence of the universe because intelligent life is extremely rare, or because we have not yet found planets that meet the required conditions? Is the silence of the universe because most planets failed to pass these deadly checkpoints? If we are the only intelligent life in the universe, then Earth is the universe's only ark of life. Our existence itself is a miracle. to protect this miracle is humanity's most sacred mission. Even though the universe contains 2 trillion galaxies, they all dissolve into a vast silence. Within this silence lies the secret of life and the destiny of civilizations. As of 2025, we still have not found any evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence. The most likely conclusion remains: intelligent life is statistically extremely rare. We are like a single glowing speck of dust in the vast universe, both insignificant and magnificent. And the meaning of this magnificence lies in the fact that we know we may be alone, yet still choose to cherish life, explore the unknown, and fight to preserve civilization. Even if the future may be filled with danger, the silence of the universe is not the end, but the beginning. It reminds us to treasure Earth, to protect civilization, because in the known universe, the emergence of humanity is an extraordinarily rare miracle.